No man that I like, love, in love with, my man, would ever do this for me. They would never. Most of them, if not the most important one, knows I'm on a detox, knows I'm on a cleanse. Has he offered to do anything like this? No. He's like, oh yeah, good luck. This man, stranger, doesn't even know me, paid $500 for a first date because he wanted to make my life better, because he was like, I know you're probably struggling with the detox. I know it's probably stressful. I know it's hard. I'm gonna make sure you have a better day today.
I can say with 100% certainty that that man would not have wanted to take her out if he had known that she was not into him. Just imagine being this man that took her out on a date, scrolling through TikTok, and then you see her pop up and she's talking about all the men that she likes, and apparently he's not one of them. Oh, and there's one guy that is the most important, and they would never do this for her. This is what's so hurtful for good men that are trying to put forth a lot of effort when they meet somebody that they genuinely like. But she is not entering into this relationship in full honesty. She has a list of guys that she likes, with one guy being number one. Listen, ladies, the truth is that men don't want you to give them the pity yes. Like, they don't want you to go on a date with them when you don't like them. Next time, ladies, just keep going after the men that you actually want and leave these good men alone.
The qualities in men right now are horrible. I'd rather be alone than settle for a man right now. What happened? Like, in my 20s, I feel like I met like a better selection. But maybe when you get to this age, a lot of people start showing their true colors. I have no idea.
If that lady's 30, then I'm almost 40. Which is true. It just goes to show that you cannot rely on somebody's picture or video to determine their age. Which, trust me, when women start to realize that it's really their age that's keeping them from the pool of men that they want to date, they might start fudging their age a little bit. Which is another thing that you guys should be looking out for when you're meeting somebody online that you don't know. That is one reason, on top of many other reasons, why I always recommend doing a public data check on the woman that you're interested in on a trusted website like publicdatacheck.com. You can find out their age, where they've lived, if they have a record of anything that you would want to know about. It could save you a lot of hassle.
So what y'all are doing is this. You'll sit up here talking about how much you love your man. But then you're going to turn around and let some other dude spend $500 on you that you don't even like. You don't even like the guy. And you're going to brag about it like it's something to be proud of. It doesn't make any sense. And you're wondering why men don't trust women anymore. You're wondering why men are walking away. You're wondering why men aren't approaching you like they used to. You're sitting up here asking, where are the good men at? How come I can't find the man that I want? This is why. Because you're playing with a man's time. You're playing with his money. You're playing with his effort while your heart is already set on somebody else. Men don't want to be a backup plan. They already told you that. They don't want to be the guy that you use for free dinners, attention, validation, cash and all that other stuff. They don't want to do that, and you know that. And then you turn around and complain about how the dating pool has pee in it, dating pool is trash. No, the problem is you're not being honest with men, and men are catching on to that. That's why they're leaving. That's why men are done with you guys, because y'all out here playing games.
Okay, if you go to the Buc-ee's gas station at 7 a.m. or matter of fact, any gas station at 7 in the morning, let me tell you, you will see the finest men that I've ever seen, that you've ever seen. Okay, and you have to go between these hours. It's got to be between 4:30 in the morning to 6:30. Okay, anything past that and you're getting a finance bro, and we don't want those. Okay? So you're going to go between those hours, and let me tell you, okay, you're going to go in there. You're going to go get a black cup of coffee, okay? And then that's how you're going to do it. He's going to drive. Most of them are driving a lifted F-250, if not a lineman truck, or it's a Dodge Ram 2500 with a welding rig on the back, because, you know, we love the welders. Don't discriminate. You're going to see anywhere between linemen, pipe fitters, welders, operators, contractors, literally every single hot man.
These poor men are going to have their peaceful place disturbed by women that are looking for a blue collar guy. Look, ladies, these guys are just looking to get their Red Bull or their black coffee or even a chili cheese dog. Even at 4:30 in the morning, it is fuel, okay? They are not looking for a single woman to hit on. Plus, most of these men are married. And if there is one thing I learned about from the comments of this video is that wives of these men are absolutely territorial. You better watch out. Ladies, all in all, don't make this a thing. Don't disturb the poor men's peace, and definitely don't get on the wrong side of the women that are in relationships with them, because most of these guys are taken or they're single and they want to continue to be single. They're just focused on what they're doing in that moment. If you want to find these men, you're going to have to knock on their door at like 6 p.m. Exactly. 7 p.m. is going to be too late. They're going to be in bed. And 5 p.m. they're still finishing their work. So that's about it.
Guys, I went on maybe one of the best first dates I have been on in recent years, but maybe ever this weekend. Okay, here's the story. We met on Hinge and we instantly clicked. I mean, it was just immediate banter, immediate conversation. We got deep, we got surface level. We were just really vibing, and we weren't messaging for that long. It was probably just a few hours. Eventually, he asks me to coffee. I say yes. He sets it up. He asks, what day are you free? What time? Da-da-da. Show up to the coffee shop, and he shows up right after me, and he walks in, and I'm just taken aback. I'm taken aback by his beauty. He is just as gorgeous as his photos, if not even more in person. We meet, we hug. Instantly, we hit it off. Our entire date was 4.5 hours. You guys, we were sitting across from each other with no distractions, no phones, completely locked in, talking the entire time in riveting conversation for 4.5 hours in the corner of this little coffee shop. It was so sweet. He was like, so if you're interested, I would love to see you again. And I was like, yeah, I'm interested. I would love to see you again. So he took my number because we were just previously messaging on the app. So we walked out of the coffee shop, we hugged goodbye, and that was it. After I had been in my car for all of 2 minutes, I got a text from him, and it was because he turned on his car and a song that we were talking about was playing, and so he made a joke about it, and I made a joke back, and then that was it for that interaction. So we went out on Saturday, and it's now Monday. In my book, proper date etiquette is to follow up the next day and say, hey, I had a really great time. Let's set up that second date. But I have not heard from this man. I told him on the date, I like to be pursued. I like men to lead. I want you to put in the effort. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm available for right now. So I made it clear. So at this point, I haven't heard from him in over a day, and I've decided that I'm going to give it a solid 48-hour window of time. And if I do not hear from him by the end of today, this man has disqualified himself.
You're telling me that you can have a perfect, unheard of, best ever first date, and you have chemistry, and you have connection. But if that man doesn't follow your unspoken rule of texting you within 24 hours from that first date, he's off the list? Oh my God, do you not see what the problem is here? Because for a woman like this to meet a man like that and you don't want to hang on to that and maybe change your rules, maybe you reach out to him first because he is this amazing person and you have this amazing connection. I'm sorry, if you're not willing to put in just an ounce of effort like that, then that man deserves better. He deserves a woman that is going to be a wife to him. I said what I said.
I'm on a date right now, and we're going over celebrity crushes. And he just told me one of his celebrity crushes is Jessica Alba. And I was like, okay, perfect. Mine is Annalie Chapa. And he didn't know who that was, so I'm pulling up pictures. And I'm like, okay, I get a pass for him. He's like, no, you don't. I'm like, you would get a pass for Jessica? Like, what in the world? He's like, I wouldn't do that. Why in the world in what world would he be in the same room as her and have the opportunity to and not do that? Like, I would be mad. Okay, a celebrity that doesn't have herpes.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it?
No, I wasn't raised like that.
Halle Berry
No.
is in the room and you're not doing it.
No, if we're married, not a chance. If we're...
What if I tell you it's okay?
No. It's not okay.
What's funny to me is that women that have opinions like this will turn around a day from now, a week from now, years from now, and they'll be asking, where are all the good men? Well, ladies, you kind of turned him off with your opinions because all that discussion revealed is that you are not committed and you are not loyal.
Ladies, listen, this is why men are checking out. First, y'all are online telling each other to run to Buc-ee's at 5 o'clock in the morning, like it's a hunting ground for blue collar men. Do y'all realize how that sounds? Like these guys are trying to get a cup of coffee before a 12-hour shift. They're not trying to be ambushed by women scouting them out like deer. Y'all don't like to be catcalled. I mean, half of these brothers are probably married. Most of these dudes are tired. None of them are looking for a girlfriend at 4:30 in the morning. Leave them alone. I mean, my God, y'all sit up here and say, oh, well, why he even approached me at a gas station? And then come back around and say, hey, the guys are at the gas station. I mean, my God. And then you turn around and tell these long stories about the perfect first date, 4.5 hours of chemistry. Then go ahead and write him off because he didn't text you. He didn't text you within 25 hours. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Y'all be out here tossing out good men because he didn't follow your little checklist to the letter. He didn't measure up to your standards. Did it ever cross your mind that maybe, just maybe, you could send the first text? Like, you have a phone too. Like, you can talk to him. Like, maybe you could show some effort. Did that ever cross your mind? Like, the man probably deserves better than somebody who disqualifies him over a timer or on her phone. Like, I'm watching. Oh, he didn't text at 24 hours. He didn't text me at 8 a.m. Losers. And then some of the thing about the celebrity crush, when she was talking about that type of nonsense. Like, you women are talking about y'all want loyalty, but then you sit on a date and joke about which famous man you're gonna cheat on him with. Huh? What are we talking about here? What are we doing? Sitting joking about this type of stuff. Do you realize how that sounds to the guy sitting across from you? You're basically saying, I'm loyal to you to a point. I'm not fully loyal to you, but I expect you to be loyal to me. I expect you to spend the entire bag on me, but I'm not gonna be loyal to you. Y'all don't see the double standard in that? Like, you guys keep on once again asking, where the good guys at? Like, why don't men approach anymore? Why are the men walking away? Because y'all's behavior, especially in these last few clips, is terrible. You have terrible behavior and you need to fix it.
Sassy male apocalypse is really funny until we need to find husbands. Only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 are in a relationship, whereas 2 in 3 women are in a relationship. How is this possible? Women are dating older. If you have 50 men on Tinder and 50 women on Tinder, 46 of the women will give all of their attention to 4 men. On Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe 200 times to get 1 swipe back for coffee. And if the coffee date happens, 4 out of 5 of those said coffees will ghost him. The men who are rejected at that rate indulge in more misogynistic content online and pornography. I begin to think about my brothers or my future sons. And the reality, the current situation is men are not doing well. And who wants economically and emotionally viable men the most? Women.
What's crazy to me is that this difference between what young women experience and what young men experience in dating and in relationships today is that it's just skimmed over. It's like, oh, we both have it really bad. And yeah, men have it worse, a little worse. But guys, let's be real. Just based on these statistics alone, men have it way worse than women when it comes to dating. In general, I don't think that people, especially young women, do a good job at putting themselves in young men's shoes. Because what I've seen is that there is a total lack of empathy when it comes to this issue. For example, when the loneliness epidemic was first being talked about in young men, women bashed men. They blamed men for the issue. And then women wonder why they can't find a good husband. Well, it's because when they were younger, in their 20s, and they were going through this, they just decided to stay single and build their empire.
What is the most painful thing anyone has ever said to you?
It was definitely what my ex said after we had our closure moment. She said that I was the person that got her out of her depression and got her outside. And then the moment that she realized she had to do that for me, she couldn't, and so she left me.
This is just another example of how a man will give within a relationship, but the minute that he can't give as much, that woman that he gave so much to is all of a sudden unhappy and ends the relationship. And then you wonder why men feel like they are only loved for what they can provide.
I need someone to tell me if I'm being selfish and stuck up or if I'm actually valid for what I'm thinking, so please give me some advice. My boyfriend and I are entertaining the thought of moving in together in April. That's something that we both really want. And we've had a couple conversations about what that will look like, and we had another conversation tonight about financials because that's like a very big aspect of this. And we've had one other conversations about this, and basically we were like, oh, maybe 50-50, and we kind of bounced that idea around. But that idea did never really sat right with me because I make way less than him, which is like totally fine. Like, I'm happy that he's getting his bag, but if we did 50-50, I'd be put way more out than he would. But then I think he still expects everything else to be 50-50, and like for me and my paycheck, that just won't work. So tonight I was like, hey, like, what do you think if we, when we move it together, if we did things by income and kind of split things up that way? Not that it would be like a major difference. And so when I brought up the idea to him, he was like, I thought we were doing 50-50, and I was like, I don't think I was super set on that, but like, I mean, it would make sense. It's like the first idea, like, yeah, when you move in together, everything you split evenly. But I think splitting things evenly can look different and not necessarily a straight line down the middle. Everything is 50-50. And so I kind of explained to him, like, my income is lower than yours. And, like, me moving in with you is not, like, a money ploy. It's not to, like, oh, I want to be financially dependent on you. I'm moving in with you. Like, you get to pay for everything. Like, that's not where I'm headed. I've been able to support myself on my own in my own apartment for like a year and a half now, and I've been very happy, and it's worked out very well, and I've been okay.
If roles were reversed and it was the man that was making a lot less money, I would very easily come sliding in here and tell you guys, no, 50-50 is not fair. If she is making a lot more money and they have decided on a certain lifestyle because they're living in a certain place that costs a certain rent, it's not quite fair to put more pressure on the person that's making less money. But because it's actually the man that's making more money and it's the woman that's making less, guess what I'm gonna tell you? The same thing. Unless the person that is making less money, whether that is the man or the woman, if they are not comfortable with the amount that rent costs and they're not really agreeable to it because of the 50-50 split, it's not really fair to pressure them into paying that to be in a relationship with you. I'm glad that this woman is bringing attention to it. I'm glad that she's talking about it because I think it's a very healthy conversation. But what's unfortunate is that for men to talk about it, they're actually shamed because too many women out there, no matter how much more money they're making, they are going to shame a man that is making less money and that is not willing to contribute 50-50 or is not capable really of contributing 50-50. Because too many women, no matter how much more money they are making than the man, they still have this old school thought that the man should pay for everything or at least 50-50, which honestly is going to become more and more difficult as time goes on and women keep making more.
This is for the girl who talked to me every day for 2.5 months, told me that I made her feel safe and that I was easy to like, but then when I had a bad week at work and didn't want to talk about it, and you made me talk about it to the point where I was crying, only to then immediately switch up the conversation to say we should just be friends, ghost me for a week, and then blocked me without ever giving me a reason why. I just want to say that was foul. That was foul, and I hope you heal from whatever makes you treat people that way.
This sort of response from a woman is exactly why men have a difficult time opening up. Because at some point, he's done that, and this has been the response. And women will say all day long that they want an emotional, available man. But what they really mean is that they want a man that is willing to listen to their problems and solve their problems, but they're not willing to reciprocate. Because either one, they're just not capable of reciprocating, or two, they just don't want to reciprocate for that man. And what I mean by that, guys, is if a woman has true downright respect for you as a person and not just what you can provide for her, she will hold space for your emotion. She won't change her mind. She won't be less attracted to you because you've cried. And that's why I always recommend fairly early on in your relationship, I don't mean the first week or even the first 2 weeks, you should be vulnerable with that woman because her response is going to tell you whether or not you should put in any more effort into her. Trust me, it will save you a lot of hassle.
So let's be real about this. The numbers are not going to lie. I think 1 in 3 men are in a relationship while you have probably about 2 in 3 women in a relationship. And the math only works because women are skipping over the average guys that are their age and they're chasing a handful of men at the top or they're dating older men. So then you might say, well, why are men so bitter? Or why are they so intimidated? Why are they checking out? Well, if you imagine swiping 200 times just to get one coffee date and 4 out of the 5 women are going to ghost you, what would you do? Like, that's the reality that a lot of men are going through. And then when men pull back and when they stay single or focus on building their own thing, then suddenly you can't find a husband. That's not a man's problem. not at that point. Like, that's a choice that women decided to make. And it's not even just dating. It shows up in like relationships too. Like when you look at that guy that poured himself into helping his girlfriend out of her depression, but then like the second he needed support, she bailed on him. Like, are women starting to see a pattern here? Men are out here giving and giving, but then the moment that a man can't provide or in his moment of vulnerability and weakness, the woman tips. Like, that teaches men that they're only loved for like what they can do. And men keep on saying this, like, you guys don't actually like me. You only like me because of what I can do for you. And then you wonder why men are guarded and they don't tell you anything. Men are not making that same mistake very often. Like, you probably have 1 or 2 times to do that before a man says, oh, I see what's up. I see what you're up to. Like, and once again, it's the same thing with money. When a man makes less money, a woman's going to clown him for not being able to pay 50-50 or even more. Like, even if she makes double his income. But when it's reversed, then suddenly, I want to go by income. I think it should be a percentage because I'm spending too much money. It's a double standard. It's backwards. And men notice that kind of crap, man. And so, even looking at that last clip, when a man was, you guys want a man to be emotionally vulnerable. You guys want to be a man to be emotionally intelligent. Women say that all day. Oh, I want an emotionally available man. But when a man finally breaks down, he cries and he shows his pain. Half of you guys are losing your attraction to the man. Half of you guys are switching up on the dude. And that's why men stop opening up to you guys. A woman that really respects her man is going to hold space for her man. She's not going to love him less because of it. And if you can't do that, you guys really don't deserve a man. Like, so when men are checking out, when men don't want marriage, when men don't want the commitment, this is majority of the reason, majority of the time is because of that. Like, you guys are not loyal. You guys are not consistent. You guys don't show any empathy. And the truth is, like, good men are tired of that type of crap, man. So it's like either women step up and start being like real partners, or men just keep walking away.
If my husband talked to me the way that I talk to him sometimes, I would be in a literal puddle. Sometimes I am so mean to that man, and he's always so kind. And I know that if he ever returned the same words and the same tone, I would cry.
You know what the saddest part is that I can't even say that this man can only take so much and that he will someday potentially leave, and you're going to be left thinking, why? What happened? I honestly can't say that because I don't think that's what's going to happen, because I know good men and I know that they will stay. I think that a lot of that has to do with men actually loving greater than women. They love and stay even when there's a lack of kindness, effort, reciprocation, happiness. So when a woman comes on and she's very obviously aware of her lack of kindness, for her to not talk about sitting down with her husband and taking accountability and apologizing on top of changing, it's kind of sad.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend. The kind of guy that all your friends and family love. They say you're so lucky to have found him. He checks all the boxes and he really cares about you. You're allowed to end that relationship, because no matter how good he is, no matter how great he is to all the other people in your life, how much they all love him, it does not change the fact that when you get into bed beside this man at night, you feel dead inside. It does not change the fact that when you do the bedroom things, you don't feel passion. You don't feel like your body is singing and coming to life, because, by the way, that's what it's supposed to feel like, FYI. You just feel like you are going through the motions of something that you are trying to get over and done with. And you don't feel an urge to be close with him throughout the day. You don't feel an urge to be affectionate. In fact, you feel resentment. And that resentment is starting to spill out in bitterness.
Of course, anyone is allowed to leave anyone, but ladies, you better be ready to be the villain, especially if that good man you're leaving is your husband. And I'm just gonna say it because most women cannot handle being the villain, which is exactly why women will make a good man out to be a bad guy. So on top of completely blindsiding her husband with divorce papers, she also oftentimes publicly bashes him in order to justify leaving him. And don't even get me started with what she'll say about about him if they have kids together and she doesn't want to share them. That's the side of this advice that's really messed up.
Okay, someone please tell me what would cause an ex-girlfriend of mine to message me out of the blue. And to give you a little backstory, we haven't talked in years. There's been no communication, no social media, no messaging. So someone please tell me what would cause somebody to hit me up out of the blue.
I'm going to give it to you straight, guys. If a woman that is your ex reaches out to you after many, many years of zero contact, there is one reason, and then many other reasons underneath that. The one reason is that she has a need that she wants you to meet. And guaranteed, it is a need that was being filled by somebody, but now that somebody is no longer filling it. So she most likely just had a breakup. Two of the biggest needs being emotional and sexual. My guess is on the latter because women have a lot of friends typically, and they get a lot of support typically after a breakup. Also, if you guys get back together, she's not adding to her body count, and you're kind of like a safe place. A lot of men don't realize that. That's why a lot of women will go back to their exes. So if this ever happens to you guys, the only question that you have to ask yourself is if you're open to that and if you would want that. If you are, then go ahead and text back, and if not, leave her on red.
I asked a bunch of girls, when was the last time a man approached you at a bar and started talking to you? And I thought this was just a me thing, but they were all like, no, it hasn't happened in, I can't even tell you how long, like before COVID. And I thought that was a me experience. I was like, okay, maybe I give off like a standoffish vibe. I don't know. I don't think so. But no, they all agreed. They're like, I can't tell you the last time a man tried to talk to me at a bar. A man tried to offer to buy me a drink. Do men still do that? Men, can you weigh in? And I don't even need the drink, but like the last time, and I'll go up and talk to guys, but like, can someone explain?
Ladies keep asking this, but when are you going to realize that there are consequences to your words and actions? It's because men would rather keep to themselves than to be called a creep, or at the very least be publicly embarrassed, or at worst be accused of something. A lot of women do not realize that because of social media, a lot of young men believe that women despise them. Between the 4B movement, the it's all men until no men, and picking the bear over the man, because of this, most of them assume that women genuinely want nothing to do with them.
Y'all get the ick from men being themselves, being goofy, being a little, you know what I mean? I get the opposite of the ick. Give me your boyfriend. If you're not going to appreciate him and his goofy, him and his silliness, him being a human, not just your protector, provider, strong man, give him to me. Because I'll appreciate that man. Give him to me. You want to make fun of him one more time?
This is exactly.
I mean, it really is comical. Like, you're out here admitting that you're mean to your man, knowing full well if he spoke to you the same way, you'd be in a puddle. And yet you don't stop. You don't apologize. You don't change. You just assume that he's just going to stay, and good men love harder. And that's exactly why so many good men out there are quietly dying inside, like their marriages. Oh, he got to a point to where he just stopped responding. Yeah, because you're being mean. You're being rude. Thinking about that lady that was condescending. Husband walks in, sees her doing the dishes. Hey, don't worry about that. Let me do the dishes. Oh, go do something else. Go clean. Okay, let me go get this blanket. Where do you want me to put the blanket at? Oh, you stay in the house. Are you just going to tell me where to put it? Because last time I did this, you had a problem with it. That's why men are miserable in these marriages with you guys, miserable in the relationship with these guys, and they just rather stay single. Like, you think that you're allowed to just walk away from a great man and then paint him as the villain so you don't feel guilty. That's stupid. And that's why men stop trusting you guys. And for the guys, when an ex pops back up out of nowhere, after years, like she said, it's almost always because somebody else stopped doing what she wanted. She not missing you for sentimental reasons. She needs you to pay a bill or something like that. She wants you, oh, can you help me with this? Oh, I just want a little something. Can we get together for old time's sake? No, I don't owe you nothing. I don't need to pay for nothing. I mean, now, like she said, if you want to respond, you can do that. But I'm not about to be out here taking care of you. I'm not about to be out here spending my money on you, right? That's not gonna happen, right? So I'm thinking about that woman that ask why men don't approach at bars anymore. Once again, let's go back up to the clip where the woman was talking about she talked to her man any kind of way. Look at the climate you created. Every man knows one wrong move is going to get him labeled as a creep. Blast it online. Maybe even worse. Why would I risk that? For what? You can't bash men for years and then be shocked when they stay in their lane. That doesn't make any sense. If you don't appreciate a goofy man, the human side of a man, then let him go to somebody else who's going to do that. Because a lot of good men are tired of being mocked for being themselves. At some point in time, you ladies got to get it together, man. Seriously.
Exactly why so many men say that they love a woman that is goofy, that can be her true self, and she's confident in it, because that is a woman that is not going to feel an ick just from him doing the same thing. She's actually going to appreciate it. Just like this woman. I mean, she has hit the nail on the head. She gets it. Which is exactly why I encourage women, especially early on, show who you are. Most men don't want a super serious woman, because what is life if you can't have a little bit of fun? Because let's face it, life can be tough. It's already serious enough. Why add to that?
Hot take. If a guy asks me out on a date and asks me where I want to go, I'm not going. If a guy asks me out on a date and says, would you rather do this, or that, I'm not going. If he invites himself over, I'm not going, and I'm not talking to him anymore. Same with if he invites me over. The only way I'm going on a date is if he tells me what time he's picking me up and what the dress code is, because I'm also not showing up to Top Golf in 4-inch heels and a miniskirt. That's just it.
This is another reason why so many men are just done with dating, because they're the ones that have to plan the date, but they better choose right, and they better not ask her, and they better guess right, because who knows, maybe she doesn't like Top Golf no matter what she's wearing. Trust me, if he's a man that has been taking women on dates, he realizes that every woman is particular. They have their things, okay? And that is why they want to check in with you. It's not because he's being lazy or doesn't want to put in the effort and thought. Because honestly, if that was the case, he would just go with his number one pick that always hits right. Like, he would be going on the same date, just with different women. And we all know, ladies, how you would feel about that. Pick your poison, or else in 10 years, you're going to be asking, where are all the guys that want relationships? Well, I'll tell you, they either found their relationship and they're in it still, or they just gave up and they're done. They're okay with being single.
The way that the bar is so low with men that we talk about them like they're preschoolers. It's like, yeah, he's still learning to talk about his feelings. Yeah, but he does know about questions. Yeah, he knows how to ask questions every now and then.
Yeah, most men can't talk about their feelings. That's how low their bar is for women. Actually, their bar is so low that they would rather get a dog to tell their feelings to. Because the dog's response, which is literally a blank stare, is better than most women's responses they've ever received.
When a man is handsome, educated, and makes good money but is still single, what's his problem?
He found peace in being single. Like, he just enjoys his life a little too much. Why mess with that?
So I don't know who needs to hear this today, but if you're dating a guy longer than like 6 months and you're posting things about him on social media and you're tagging him and he's never putting it on his page, and then you go to his page and you're nowhere to be found, honey, you might want to start asking some questions.
I'm going to tell you the truth on this one, ladies. Because for men, there are at least 200 other items that are ranked far higher in importance than social media. What I am talking about are certain actions, behaviors, and also what he is saying to you. Those are the things that are going to be indicating how he feels about you. Now, I am not completely negating social media, but I'm going to tell you that he has it ranked down here while you have it ranked up here. And that is why these types of videos on social media really get into the minds of a lot of women. And they start having these ideas come up in their mind that are actually being created by the content that they're viewing. And they have doubts then about their relationship. And that really is what's messed up.
More women are tending to be the ones who file for divorce, and more women are tending to be the ones that have infidelity. And what I was just on a call with 4 other therapists that I'm training, and we're all sharing that we're seeing the same trend. And we were talking about how it usually plays out. And typically a woman will ask for what they want and what they need, whether it's more help with the household chores or the kids.
There is a very clear double standard where if a man cheats, it's the man's fault, and where if a woman cheats, it is the man's fault. I have said this before, and I will say it again. There is no excuse for cheating, but I'm going to take it a step further. In today's world and where I live, where most of my audience lives, there are no reasons to cheat. Because nobody's forcing you to stay in a relationship. You can leave whenever you want. So for a woman to choose to cheat, it is just as selfish as when a man decides to cheat. And the bottom line, the truth, is that women benefit from marriage, and they also benefit from divorce. Mix that in with this toxic mindset that a lot of women have due to social media. They are not making the best choices, and there's really nobody else's fault but for them.
You guys, man, y'all want a man that's himself. He's confident. He's in himself. He's got a humorous side, but then when he shows the side, you get the ick. You want a man that plans a date, a perfect date, down to the last detail. You want a man that's considerate. The man says, hey, I plan this date. What do you think? Why are you asking me? Don't be lazy. I wasn't being lazy. I was being considerate. I'm not trying to read your mind. I don't want to waste my time and money, and I'm not trying to waste yours. Let's do something that you actually want to do, that both of us can enjoy. It's foolishness. Men are tired of jumping through these stupid hoops, looking around seeing, oh, I got more hoops. I got more obstacles and hurdles. I got more tests to run through. For what? Every single day is something different. Woman sitting up there arguing with the man, mad at the man because he didn't post on social media. Has it ever crossed your mind that maybe I don't seek validation from somebody that I don't even know? Somebody that I haven't seen in 10, 20 years? Has it ever crossed your mind that I don't care about that? No, because you do that. You be online trying to post thirst traps. And when you got in a relationship with me, you try to tone it down a little bit, but you're still posting freaking thirst traps. That's what you like to do because you like to see what other women are doing, and you want other women to see what you're doing. Men got work to do. They don't care at all. Think about that woman talking about this woman really sit up and try to blame the man for something that she did wrong, for cheating. For cheating. Are we serious? Are we serious? Well, he didn't do this for me. He didn't do that for me. Nobody was forcing you to stay. Y'all be out here trashing people, doing people wrong. But if somebody were to do the same thing to you, you'd be upset about that. All this stuff that y'all doing, if a man were to call y'all out at every twist and turn, oh, he's sassy. Oh, it got to be something wrong with him. I'm just giving you a taste of your own medicine. I'm just feeding you back that double standard that you fed me. I'm just giving you back that level of loyalty that you gave me. I'm just criticizing you like you criticized me. But they ain't gonna like that.
I just want to know, like, am I that ugly that all these ugly guys, oh my God, they're all so ugly. Like, they're all so ugly. Like, I just can't. They're so ugly, and they're the only ones that want me. They're ugly. And then I ghost them. Like, I ghost because, like, I can't be bothered, and then they bother me again. Like, am I that ugly?
I am not going to talk about her looks, even though she's asking the question. I don't think that it's necessary. What I am going to say is that her personality has something left to be desired. For you to make a video complaining about all of the guys that you're talking to, they're all ugly, you're crying about it, you edit that video and decide to post it on social media, nobody is going to feel bad for you. They are going to feel bad for those future men that you're going to be talking to and then ghosting.
I told my boyfriend the other day while we were in an Uber that my hall pass would be Harry Styles, and then I asked him who his hall pass would be, and he proceeded to tell me that he would not even have a celebrity hall pass because he would never cheat on me. So
it sounds like her boyfriend needs to go off and find his wife. I said what I said.
When you say I don't chase women, my first initial thought is, well, then go find your man. You likely aren't making plans. You aren't initiating conversation. Your text messages are really dry. What are you doing? Are you wanting the woman to chase you? Because if that's the case, then you probably aren't even into women. You're probably into men. You probably don't text first in the morning. You don't say good morning. You don't say good night. You don't check in. Like, you want to be single. That's what you should be. If you're not pursuing a woman, then you want to be a woman. Like, this is the problem with guys nowadays.
What men mean when they say they don't chase women is been there, done that, put in a bunch of time and effort, and it wasn't worth it. Because he thought that he was pursuing her. He was doing all of the right things. In retrospect, she was running from him. Hence, he was chasing her. In your right mind, ladies, why would a man continue to chase what doesn't want to be caught? So when a man says he doesn't chase, that is what he means. He doesn't want that situation anywhere near him. He is willing to pursue the right woman. So if you're not running into men that are wanting to pursue you, like on a repetitive basis, and you're building up some sort of anger or almost resentment for men as a whole, and I can tell it in your tone, it might be a you problem.
Okay, fine. I'm not gonna meet my husband at the bar. I have come to terms with that. But please tell me how I'm supposed to approach a man or make myself look available when I'm out at the grocery store, the gym, taking a walk around my neighborhood. Like, all the hot guys are at the bagel shops. What can I do at the bagel shop for a man to approach me there? Please tell me.
Approach the man. Literally say anything to him. The next few things I'm going to tell you might be controversial and I might get in trouble in the comment section. But here we go. Don't wear any rings, dress down but look good, put your hair in a ponytail, eye contact, smile, sit alone, act approachable, smile, talk to strangers, undeniable eye contact, linger, like uncomfortably, linger with eye contact. I mean, the man is either going to think that you're attractive and he's going to say something to you, or he's not going to think you're attractive and you might feel like a weirdo, but it's not like a terrible rejection, you know, and he'll just kind of walk away and ignore you.
I wonder if y'all hear yourselves. Y'all sitting up here crying online about ugly men. Only the ugly guys want me. Do you think that you're that cute? Y'all's attitude is weird, to be honest with you. It's just a weird attitude. And even weirder is a woman talking about, oh, well, giving themselves a celebrity hall pass while their boyfriend says he'd never even think about cheating. Really? That's a weird way to think about stuff. But this is what y'all are doing out here. That y'all admit this type of stuff. And the whole, oh, well, men don't chase anymore. Men don't approach anymore. Maybe because y'all talk about stupid stuff like that. Well, why isn't a man pursuing? Why doesn't a man yearn for anymore? Because y'all sitting out here looking at celebrities trying to get hall passes. Knowing that whenever you go to that concert, you're going to do anything in your power to get on that stage. And let that man bump and grind all over you. Let that man put his hands all over you. Men see that and it's like, oh, that's not going to be for me. That's not going to be for me at all. And y'all get mad at that because a man don't allow that. And I'll say this and I'm going to get up out of here. Meeting a man in a grocery store or a bagel, wherever, bagel shop, Starbucks, it don't matter. With the way that y'all done dragged Me Too out, that whole movement, y'all gonna have to stop waiting to be approached and start approaching. And even if you don't want to start approaching, a smile, eye contact, even a simple hello. Hey, how you doing? My name is Janice, or whatever you want it to be, whatever your name actually is. That's it. It's not that hard. Men aren't mind readers. They just don't want to be called creeps. They just don't want to show up on social media. That's it. Men are very helpful, extremely helpful. But when their help or their guidance isn't appreciated, why would they keep on doing it? If you don't want me to approach you, why would I keep doing it? That's what I don't understand. Y'all get online and blast men. I'm thinking about that woman who was walking on a trail. Guy was walking behind her at a distance. She thought he was following her. She goes around some way to kind of lose him and gets back to her front door. And he's kind of like standing out by the road, watching her like walk to her house. He ain't moving. She gets through with her dog. She sees him there trying to get her attention. Now, mind you, she's up by her house taking care of the dogs. He's still out there by the street motioning for her to get her attention, right? she don't say anything. She just kind of just lets it go, and then gets online and say, oh, why you being so weird? And the dude in the comments was like, did you ever think that maybe he was trying to get your attention because you dropped something? Oh, well, he could have waved or something. He was motion. You just told us in the video he was motioning to try to get your attention. Well, he needs to do better. What else is he going to do? Why would he walk up on you? You don't think that would be weird? You don't think that you would feel unsafe if he did that? You just admitted to us that you were doing something silly. Instead of listening and say, hey, I didn't see you there. Can I help you? You decide to go in your house, get on TikTok and say men are being weird. Why don't men approach? Why don't men help? Why don't men show concern for women? Because when a man try to say, hey, I think you dropped something, you decide to blast him on TikTok like he did something wrong.